Welcome back, everyone. Sanity check back again. I am Ken. This is Skillet Sauce. And once again, you can find us. Actually, this next segment you will want to download on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Insanity Check Radio. You can also contact us on Twitter and Insanity Check 12, and see several clips and comments if you wish on Facebook page Insanity Check. This is going to be one for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. At this point right here, for the first time on air, Skillet Sauce is going to feel sorry for a super big person.
Super big person, huh?
That's much kinder than the shit you've called them over the past shows.
Yeah, so I guess for once, this was a story. I got wind of it. I saw it. It was sent to me once again by several people, and I felt compassion. I did not feel like this woman deserved to be beaten down or anything like that. I actually felt, because very, very rarely when we do these stories with these fat motherfuckers, we don't hear how their family, every time I've seen these things, the family are enablers. So they always show them as the family, the roommate just allows this person to send themselves into fucking caloric hell or something like that. Or, there's something like, something like that. Like I said, enablers. This one, her mate was actually so sad. It just really disturbed me. I just think, and then looking at the picture of her, she looks like fucking Humpty Dumpty. She's mad fat and shit. She can't move. She got like a chair and.
So basically, what happened? But this isn't funny. It's just fucked up. The issue of airlines deeming passengers too fat to fly now has a tragic element. A sick Bronx woman recently died in Hungary after being repeatedly denied access to planes she'd been promised space on. All we wanted was to come back home to get her treatment, the woman's husband of 33 years said to the Post. Instead, Janus Solstice's wife, Vilma, died in Hungary 9 days and 3 plane rejections after she was supposed to have returned home. It wasn't like Delta and KLM didn't know that Solstice's weight was going to be a problem. The couple had flown to their Hungarian vacation home almost every year, including this year, and had in fact bought an extra seat for the 425-pound Vilma. See, that's where it gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Who suffered from a combination of diabetes and kidney disease that already took a leg from her and left her wheelchair bound. After the regular vacation to Hungary was planned to return to the States where Vilma could continue treatment from her longtime doctors, but instead things kept going wrong. First, KLM tried to get her onto a flight she'd originally bought a ticket for and decided that they couldn't. They didn't have an extension to secure her, Vilma's husband said. It appeared on the passenger's return that it was not physically possible for her to board the aircraft despite every effort made by KLM.
No, that's bullshit. All right, what do they mean by that? That I don't understand. What do they mean physically unable? Because I've seen wheelchair people before get on there, and it doesn't look like her girth is too much to get through the doorway. Because
unless it had to be a commercial. The only thing I could figure is if it was one of those flights where you had to go out onto the tarmac and then climb up the stairs. But that wouldn't. A plane like that wouldn't fly all the way from Hungary to New York. It would have to have been maybe like a small flight.
Yeah, because the only time I've ever did anything like that, when I flew from here to I think Syracuse once, so I'm small flight,
the small airplane.
Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense.
That's still inexcusable because she took the proper steps, and I'm a person I've had discussions and arguments before about whether it's fair for fat people to fucking have to buy a second seat.
Of course. If your fucking rolls is pouring over into the next fucking seat, then you should pay for that seat. If they can't put a person in that seat, they're losing money because you're paying for seats. You're not paying. This is not a fucking train. Like a New York City train or bus where you're paying for a ride. Here you're paying per seat.
Yeah.
So she did what she was supposed to do. You understand?
And how a fucking major airline like Delta not know. See, my whole thing is if she couldn't get there in the first place, okay. So my whole thing is, how did she get there in the first place? If she
damn sure didn't walk.
If she can't get back, You have to be, something has to be, what, the same plane that took her there is not available anymore?
I mean,
That's completely
this
bullshit.
story stinks. It really stinks. I mean, I don't think they have any, I don't know what kind of legal grounds they have as far as in, because they can't say that, this contributed directly to her death. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they'll probably try and sue, bereaved husband, like, if it weren't for you guys, she would have been able to come home and take her treatments or whatever. But something has to be done, because this is just completely insensitive to another person's needs.
Well, okay, they did. I didn't even get to the end of this stuff. So after waiting for 5 hours, they were finally told they can get a flight out of Prague. So they drove to Prague, where a Delta flight was supposed to be equipped for a handicapped person, but Delta's plastic wheelchairs couldn't hold Wilma's weight. Why do they have plastic wheelchairs? You can't afford a regular wheelchair? After the operating carrier in Budapest was physically unable to board Mrs. Solstice on its flight, and despite a determined good faith effort by Delta in Prague, we were also physically unable to board her on our craft. So how the fuck was it done in New York?
What I said, what they gave her some hydraulic winches in New York City? No, you put her in a regular fucking chair. A regular wheelchair that's reinforced or whatever the hell. I mean, that's bullshit. Because like you said, what did they do? What they had a bunch of pole bearers, they'll drag her into the fucking plane in New York City? That doesn't make any sense. That's a lie. That's a lie. This woman could have flown. That's full of shit.
Crazy. So then the couple went back to their home to try and figure out what to do. Finally, they were told a Lufthansa flight could accommodate her, but it turned out to be too good to be true. On the plane, the crew, with the help from the local fire department, was unable to move her from her wheelchair to the 3 seats assigned to her. So after 30 minutes of trying, the captain kicked the couple out of the flight too. We had 140 passengers on board, and they had connections and needed to travel. 2 days after the aborted Lufthansa flight, Vilma died. She was very ill and did not trust that the hospitals in former communist Hungary could attend to her needs. The couple's on the bill was buried in Hungary.
Bullshit. They discriminated against this fucking fat lady, man. That's a crock of shit.
Well, the only thing I will say is that, at least of course so far from this article, the husband hasn't said that no one tried to help us, and these are all lies.
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out what kind of feeble attempts. I mean, because you're talking about firefighters
and a fucking fire department. Chickens. I mean,
they're used to carrying dead weight.
Go back to our other stories. These fire people have cut houses apart to get hog monsters out of fucking rooms and shit. So, I mean, 450 pounds, that's it?
Compared to that other fucking walrus, man, that was in that fucking shit before where they needed a reinforced flatbed. Yeah. So this, like I said, this story here is just, I just don't buy it, man. I think these people were just, something's not right there. They didn't try hard enough, man. They damn sure didn't try hard enough. And that's bullshit. I mean, this is not one of the situations, because clearly the woman was also sick. And see, this woman is not trying to be the fattest person in the world. She's not trying to do anything. She's just fucking old and sick and gained weight. And this is just horrible. See, I don't find even slightly humorous. I think someone, there's probably no way to hold anybody specifically accountable, but people should feel bad because they basically failed another human being here.
But the other aspect of it is that at the very end she could have gone to the hospital but chose not to.
Now if she knows like the fucking hospitals in Hungary is like that shit from Hostel where they're gonna be fucking sawing them up or something like that, what the fuck you holding your fingers up for? Oh fuck this motherfucker. Any case, so yeah, this will be my one and only time where I don't want to strap fat folks and all sorts of shit like that.
Can we have that music again, please?
Okay, let's play the music again, man. Yeah, because this is the one time I don't want to do any. See, this shows you people expect the worst from me. So let's listen to the music.
Gets you right here, right here. Be strong, Skillet. Be strong.
Yeah. Now on to some other bit of stupidness, which I don't quite understand. A New Jersey man with cannibalism fetish charged with luring teen. Says a New Jersey man accused of chatting online about his sexual fantasies of kidnapping, raping, and eating children has been charged with luring a 15-year-old boy to Pennsylvania for sex, federal authorities said on Wednesday. Wait a minute, hold on.
I am smart.
Hold on a second.
I am smart. It's the monkey. I mean...
Absolutely. I'm going to read that again, and you tell me if something here sounds strange. Okay. A New Jersey man accused of chatting online about his sexual fantasies of kidnapping, raping, and eating children has been charged with luring a 15-year-old boy to Pennsylvania for sex, federal authorities said on Wednesday. If he was talking about raping, eating, fucking somebody, how did he lure the kid? Because if you're texting me or you're chatting with me online, like, yo, I happen to like fucking people your age, raping people your age, and eating people your age.
It doesn't specifically say that.
That just sounds weird. Okay, so the U.S. Attorney's Office in Newark said Robert Mucha, whatever, 56, met the boy through his mother, who lived in Sussex County, New Jersey, where Mucha now lives. In October 2010, Mucha persuaded the boy to visit him by promising to take him to an amusement park, after which the boy would spend the night in his apartment. This shit still happens? I can't believe it. On the night of the visit, Mucha fondled the boy, who objected and left the apartment.
Good for you, son.
Very good. He should have thrown piss in his face. The criminal complaint lodged against him said Mucha of Newton, New Jersey, was charged with possessing child pornography in a separate case in July. Matthew Raleigh, a spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office, said Mucha had been charged with further count of possessing child pornography on his home computer. If convicted of enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity, Mucha faces a maximum sentence of life behind bars, Raleigh said. According to the charges, Mucha used a web-based chat service on multiple occasions to communicate with individuals who shared his sexual fascination with child cannibalism, which...
This is a thing?
Dude, listen, this was on that fucking report. Oh, this was on that report. So we'll talk about that after the show. Many of the communications focus on how they might abduct the children, drug them, roast them, and ultimately consume them, the criminal complaint said. Like that other fool that said he wanted to fucking, try to find a proper weight of a woman to fit in his dimensions of the woman to fit in his stove so he can roast her with potatoes. So, and the sad thing about this, I had prior knowledge of this kind of crazy shit going on. All right, so this is really, what are you, E.T.? What are you holding one finger up for? What the fuck is this guy holding on one finger, E.T. and shit? Any case, so we're going to end on that ridiculously. There is a cult of people out there that want to roast children and eat them, like fucking evil Hansel and Gretel society. This is ridiculous, but that's what we do. And Saints, what does the chicken have to do with that? This motherfucker must be hungry. Any case, so that's Insanity Check. I'm Skillet Sauce.
I am Ken.
And that's a fucking idiot over there in the corner. And yeah, we'll see you soon.